welcome to Book That Commercial. My name is Akia and welcome to another video. Yes, I am just very cozy and warm in this coat. I know it's a coat that you wear outside, but it's freshly washed and it just feels really good. It makes me feel just like completely comfortable. So I'm gonna wear my nice warm coat in my video. Plus I have to go out after this too. So this is a quick video. So today I had a SAG commercial callback. Okay, it was a Zoom callback. And I learned something new in this callback today. Well, I feel like I've always kind of known this, but I was just made more aware of it. And I wanted to make you all aware of it because it's really important. Okay, so I was reminded of it today. I'm like, this is something that I can definitely talk about to my audience because this is like a valuable piece of information that is really going to help them in their commercial auditions. Okay, so you may know or not know, commercials are 30 seconds, they can be 20 seconds, they can be 10 seconds, they can be 5 seconds, they can be 60 seconds. Okay, now when you're doing a commercial audition, 9 times out of 10, most of the commercials that you are auditioning for, unless it's an industrial, okay, if it is a regular advertisement for like a restaurant or a beer company, just a regular commercial ad copy, most of the time they're usually between 30 seconds. It's a 30-second spot that you're auditioning for. Okay, sometimes you might audition for a 60-second spot, but I feel like the most are 30-second spots. And then you might see information on the breakdown that says they might be broken down to a 20-second spot or a tag or a 5-second spot, etc., etc. Okay, but most are going to be just your standard typical 30-second spot. Okay, now I've known this because I've auditioned for, I feel like, hundreds and hundreds of commercials. But today, when I worked with this director for this specific commercial, it just was like, oh, it's right in front of my face. I see why he's asking me to do these adjustments. I see why he's asking me to do it this way and to scale back and to make it bigger and to try it this way, to try it that way, because that's what they do in these callbacks. You know, the director's there and or an account executive and or a casting director, they're there and they are giving you, you know, adjustments, different things to try. And so that's the norm, right? So today I had a really, really great audition. It was for a really big chain. I'm not even going to say what the name is, but it's for a really big chain. It was a SAG commercial. So anyway, the first audition went great. It was very, I guess they asked a lot. They asked us to do a lot, which I normally don't do that for regular commercial auditions. Sometimes industrials for like smaller companies, they'll ask you, what's your favorite this? Tell us about a time you did this. They'll ask you some questions, just kind of get to see your personality a little bit better, get to know you a little bit better. But this is a huge brand and they've been around for a really, really long time. And so when I got the audition and I had to include like different questions, like 3 different questions and etc., etc. I said, oh, this is a little bit different, but hey, you know, I had a lot of fun with the audition. I really enjoyed the questions. I enjoyed the copy. It was just really, really fun for me. Okay, so when I woke up this morning and I checked my email, thank God I woke up early enough because not all the time I wake up and, you know, immediately check my email. Most times I do. Let me stop fronting. Most times I do, but then some days I'm like, you know what? Meditate and relax and rejuvenate, and then by 12 or 1 then you can like check email. Okay, just depending on the day. Anyway, I woke up around 9-ish, 9:30-ish or something like that today. Check my email. I see that I have a callback today, at 1:40. Yesterday was a holiday, so I guess because of the holiday I probably would have gotten notified earlier, but because it was a holiday, my agents were, you know, out of the office. My agency was closed. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses and organizations were closed, you know, the previous day due to the holiday, okay? So with that being said, I said, oh, I've got a callback. So yes, I was happy and excited, but not like too surprised because I guess when you do a lot of commercial auditions or just a lot of auditions in general, there are some that there's a certain feeling that you get when you're doing it. And you kind of know, it's like a knowing, like I know I'm going to get a callback for this. And usually when I feel that, 9 times out of 10, I wind up at least getting a callback. So it's just a feeling. You could just, when you're doing it and you're going through the motions and editing it and sending it up, you're like, something is telling me like, I think I'm gonna get a callback for this. So anyway, I wasn't shocked that I got the callback. So I was like, yes, awesome, great. I really like this commercial. I really like the copy. It seems fun. I like the character, very relatable, very like casual. I see a lot of her in me. And so anyway, had the call back today. They were running behind, so I wound up waiting for an hour, almost an hour in the waiting room. I think around 50 minutes I was in the waiting room, but they, said in the chat that they're running a little bit behind. So that's another thing. Be prepared to be in that waiting room for however long. It could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be an hour and a half. Okay, so just be prepared because you just never know how the casting process is going on, what they're having people do, what they're doing on their end, checks and balances, who is in that callback. Because it could be 8 people, 7 people, 6 people, 2 people, 1 person. I mean, you just don't know how many people are in the callback. And if multiple people have things to say or want to see certain things or have different opinions and perspectives, then that's more, there's more cooks in the kitchen. And so it might take a little bit longer, okay? So just be prepared when you're in the waiting room, when you're in your Zoom callback and you're in that waiting room, just be prepared to be there for however long it takes for them to get to you, okay? So I was practicing my lines. I had some new lines today to learn, along with one of the lines that I did last time. And so in this callback, I did the new lines, and I did it about 3 times because he gave me adjustments, okay? And then I did the line that I did in the actual audition. I did that about 3 times as well because he gave me adjustments. I did it the first time, and then he gave me adjustments for the second and third time for both of those. And then there were 2 scenes in the initial audition where I was with my husband. I was going to a neighbor's house, and then I was also, my kids were coming in for dinner. And so these were all, there was no voice. It was just all action. It was just a scene. And so I had to redo those scenes. And again, he gave me adjustments, and I did about two or three adjustments for both. But the last scene, I must have did about maybe 5 or 6 adjustments because he was really fine tuning. Like we started off and then we were going smaller. Okay. By the time we got to the end, he was like, great. Just stay in the waiting room. We're going to come back and see if we want anything else from you. Okay. I was in the waiting room for maybe a few minutes. He came back and said, we want to see one more thing, whatever. So we scaled it back even smaller. And he said, awesome. That was great. Thank you so much. Okay. So I say all that to say, this reminded me, when you are doing your commercial auditions, something to keep in mind, okay? Commercials are anywhere between 10, 20, 30, 60 seconds. Most of the time, a regular standard commercial is 30 seconds. So when you are doing your auditions, you want to make sure that you bring the life, bring the voice, bring your gestures, bring that character to life within that 30-second window. And I think that's what he was trying to do. He was work with me because he loved what I was doing, but he just wanted to scale it down. And I said, oh, he's trying to see if they could fit this, everything, if they could get all the emotion, all the action, the gestures, the facial expressions, the reactions, if he could get all of that in 30 seconds. Can we do 20 seconds? If we wanted to cut that commercial down to 10 seconds, can we get everything in that? So that's what I felt like, oh, he was trying to do. So he was really fine tuning. So that's why when you get adjustments, don't take it personal. I feel like adjustments are awesome because it's the director creatively collaborating with you to see how you work, how you listen, how you take direction, but to also see how your creativity is flowing. Like what is your interpretation? How can you showcase this story? How do you showcase the character, the scenario, like what's going on in this imaginary world? And so when you two are creatively collaborating together and he's giving you adjustments and you're listening, actively listening and giving those adjustments back, it's really, really important because in this specific situation, he definitely was trying to get all of the life that I had created in this character down to 30 seconds. To 20 seconds, to 10 seconds. And at the end, I was able to get the full arc of that character in 10 seconds. I came in with the bags and I saw the sun, reacted, boom, boom, like everything that, all of the direction that he given me, you know, I did it on a big scale and I was able to scale it all the way down to about 10 seconds. So from a director standpoint of view, that's gold, because you want an actor who can not only bring the character, the world, the story, do all the actions, has the facial expressions, the gestures, the movements, and all of that, okay, and really represent this brand. You're really representing this brand and their audience, and you're relatable. But also, we can fit the life of you into 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, like, and that's ultimately, that's gold. That's what they're looking for. So that's what I wanted to tell you about today. I wanted to just remind you, when you're doing your commercial auditions, your scene shouldn't be a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, unless it's specifically requiring you to do certain things that are going to take a long time. Like if they want to see a whole story, or like it's an industrial, or it's really a short film type of commercial, those are exceptions to the rule. But if you just got a 30-second Burger King commercial and you have 2 lines, you walk up, you order your food, and they tell you about the new burger, and they're like, and you're like, whoa, you're shocked that this burger has all these delicious things in there. And then they're like, well, we're going to give you a taste. And then you take a bite of that burger, and we see your facial expression. And then you say your last name, like, that was amazing. Like, see if you can get all of that into 30 seconds. Practice, practice, practice getting your reaction. You're walking up, your reaction, telling them what you want, seeing it, hearing about it, tasting it. Oh my gosh, your reaction. Time yourself. See if you can get all that life into 30 seconds, because that is gold, okay? And I think that we as actors, and I'm guilty of this too, I forget, oh, I need to bring this life together within 30 seconds if I can, 20 seconds if I can. And if you're doing multiple takes, then you can have one take where you just fully live that life, and maybe it's over 30 seconds, and then you scale it down to that 30-second. So now they have 2 options. They can see you fully bringing the life, taking your time, exploring your in the world imagination, and then the second take is boom, 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 30 seconds. Oh, this girl, she's great, because we can put her in a 30-second spot. We can put her in a 2-minute spot. She can do it all. So those are some really, really, really powerful techniques that each commercial actor should have. And just to keep that in your mind, every commercial that you get, when you read the casting notice, there might be some information there that tells you how long that spot is. If it is a regular commercial, if it's like I said, if it's an industrial or short film type, something of that nature, then you don't really necessarily have to worry about that too much. But like I said, if it's like a McDonald's 30-second spot, if it's a BMW 30-second spot, like those, that's what you want to look out for. You want to be able to bring the full character and the story to life within the 30 seconds if you can. Okay, if it says it's a 20-second spot, try 20. If it says it's a 60-second spot, try to get all of that life within that 60 seconds. So, okay. All right, so that is my gem for the day. I hope that this helps somebody, because when I realized it today, going forward in 2023, I am definitely going to have this at the top of my head when I go into my commercial auditions now. Like, I'm really going to be looking and making sure, okay, is this 20-second, 30-second, 60-second spot? What is it? And sometimes it's not written on there, but sometimes the way that it's written, you can kind of tell. And, you know, again, that just takes practice, you know, over time. The more commercials that you look at, the more commercial copy that you look at, the more comfortable you are with it, and the more you can kind of tell what type of commercial this is, okay? But you want to still be able to bring in that life, you know, within 30 to 60 seconds. So keep it between 30 to 60 seconds if you can for every commercial, and I think that that's really a good gauge, unless they tell you otherwise, like I said, unless there's other things that you need to do in that spot, okay? So with that being said, have a wonderful night, y'all. Head over to bookthatcommercial.com. I've got merchandise. I'm a commercial audition coach if you need help with your commercial audition. And, okay, and I have some new services that are up on the website as well if you need help with your marketing materials, if you need help with your cover letter, okay? And I got some freebies up there for actors as well, okay? So there's a little something up there for everybody, okay? So have a wonderful night. Book that commercial, y'all. 2023 is our year. We are booked. We are busy, okay? Our calendars are booked, all right? Peace.